Anaerobic adaptations. In this section, I'm going to move on to speaking about just specifically anaerobic adaptations that take place during and after exercise. This section will be about specific aspects within these anaerobic adaptations that occur and the adaptations that take place due to anaerobic exercise on bodily systems. Firstly, CV system adaptations. In terms of the CV system, some adaptations that will take place while and after performing anaerobic exercise will include things such as increase in stroke volume and Starling's law. This law consists of the higher the EDV, which is how much blood is in the chambers at the end of the filling phase, the more the myocardium stretches, which means the more forceful the contraction, which will overall cause an increase in stroke volume. This increases during and after anaerobic exercise due to the fact that there is a higher demand for blood to be pumped around the body, and therefore Starling's law and stroke volume must both increase to accommodate for this. This also means that another adaptation of this particular exercise of the CV system would be an increase in Q, also known as cardiac output, as this is reliant on heart rate, blood pressure, which will increase, meaning overall Q will increase in order to allow the bodily function in this way. A final adaptation in terms of the CV system would be muscular hypertrophy will occur over time in the myocardium. This would be down to persistent and regular training in this particular way, which will develop an increase in size of the chambers of the heart, therefore allowing this muscular hypertrophy to take place. In terms of an anaerobic athlete, such as a 100-meter sprinter, these adaptations would be useful for them and improve their overall performance, as if they had a higher stroke volume, they could provide more blood to the working muscles quicker and therefore decrease the time it would take them to complete their event. Overall explosive adaptation requirements. In terms of these overall explosive adaptation requirements, examples of anaerobic exercise include heavy weight training, sprinting, and jumping. Basically, any exercise that consists of short exertion, high intensity movements is an anaerobic exercise. There are many anaerobic exercise benefits. The first one is a build-up of muscle mass. Increased muscle mass due to exercise will boost the metabolism and help combat and stop you fatiguing more. It is also helps reduce body fat, which is a key factor for people trying to achieve weight loss goals. It will also increase your muscular endurance. Anaerobic exercise helps build endurance and also fitness levels. Also, many lower body strength training exercises are made to increase stamina and endurance. Another one is this will increase your VO2 max. VO2 max is the greatest quantity of oxygen the body is capable of consuming during exercise. The average VO2 max for a healthy male is about 35 to 40 milliliters, and for a healthy female is about 27 to 31. Regular anaerobic exercise helps increase your VO2 max. This is significant as this allows your body more oxygen to perform swift bursts of activity in your daily life, and also helps improve endurance for other activities like aerobic activity. Another anaerobic exercise benefit is it can increase your metabolism. After an intense workout, your metabolism functions at a higher rate of speed for several hours. Repeated exercise and workout build larger muscles, which will raise your resting metabolic rate, and as a result in the body burning more calories, which means you'd be able to lose weight a lot quicker. Examples of this anaerobic exercise would be would include, in terms of a games player, this exercise can be seen often during a game of basketball when quickly adjusting from attack to defense. This happens at a very high intensity and would be considered anaerobic exercise. Another example of this type of exercise would be in a 100-meter sprint. This consists of maximal intensity for a short duration and therefore is a type of anaerobic exercise we, as a performer, would need to train anaerobically in order to allow these adaptations to take place and therefore become more successful in their event, which in the case of a 100-meter sprinter would happen. Anaerobic training can also reduce the risk of disease and has overall health benefits as well as these bodily adaptations. This is relevant to everyday life in the sense that general health is affected by the amount of exercise you do. If you as a person exercise often and live an active lifestyle, you will be able to stay active for longer. Whereas if you lived a more sedentary lifestyle, you will be less physically capable when you are older. Anaerobic exercise is the best for burning calories and fighting fat, and maintaining a healthy weight is key to good overall health and well-being. Anaerobic training also overall improves cardiopulmonary health. Strengthened bone density attained by high intensity anaerobic training as well. This will mean that it reduces the risk of diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, and arthritis. This is why this particular type of exercise is useful, and as it can allow anaerobic adaptations such as increase in muscle mass and muscular hypertrophy, as well as preventing possible health hazards and risks.